BWF Nation, we just got back from our hotel from WrestleMania 40, night 2. And oh my goodness, what a night it was. It was full of surprises, title changes, and a whole lot more. We are going to quickly run down what we thought of WrestleMania 40.
Trying to get those views.
Yeah,
Get in there. Get our content out there before anybody else. So quickly, this is going to be a quick video. Aaron, what were your thoughts, very briefly, of night 1 of WrestleMania?
Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of night 1. Becky and Rhea was all right. The tag match, the ladder match was decent. I'm glad R-Truth got his moment. And of course, Gunther and Sammy was a good match, but outside of that, I thought it was actually pretty boring.
It was a cold evening, and there was a lot of hate online about the Philadelphia crowd, but there was a lot of production problems that were happening there that I think was only seen within the stadium. Music cues were missed, pyro was going off at strange times. It didn't seem like it was a well-oiled machine.
We couldn't even hear some of the backstage segments.
Yeah, which was Sammy's stuff. So anyways, night 2, though, they had all that worked out, and they got everything started with a bang with the Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre match. For me, match of the weekend, I think. Aaron, what were your takeaways from it?
I loved it. I loved that match. I loved Drew McIntyre's entrance. I thought he looked like a champion. Starting that match off with the Claymore kick. I honestly thought he had it right off the hop. What a good way to start. It got me invested. The stadium was hot. Great finish. And then, of course, the cash-in. What are your thoughts on Damian Priest and his Money in the Bank cash-in?
It was good. I was happy that he came out. I think that it really opens up a lot of different paths for a lot of different stories, which I think ultimately, as you go through the card, is what night 2 did. Every time I see Seth Rollins in person, I just learn to dislike him a little bit more, and his entrance was completely bizarre and was irritating. He's an irritating person, but it was a very hot match. And like you said, if he starts off quick with Drew coming in with a Claymore, they're just spamming finishers. They're outside the ring. CM Punk is addressed a couple of times by Drew. Seth, for the most part, has ignored him. During the match, Drew took, I think, his wife's smartphone, and tweeted, "Boring day at work, LOL," live. And then he went on to win the match. And then after the match, he went and he got distracted by CM Punk, who took him out, took off his brace. Don't know what that means about CM Punk's arm and elbow and whatever it was, his thing that got hurt.
Bicep or whatever, yeah.
And like you said, Damian Priest's music hits. He comes out very quick, cash in with the ref not acting like a bumbling fool. Hits him. Damian hits Drew with his finisher. He's champion. They go out and celebrate on the ramp with the rest of Judgment Day.
Who's hot in the crowd too?
Yeah, very, very happy in Judgment Day. I mean, like, they lose their tag titles, both of their tag titles the previous night. Now Drew is, now Damian Priest is the world champion. For how long? Who knows? But we'll see some cool developments of that tomorrow night on Raw for sure. Drew would then retweet or subtweet his earlier tweet where he said, "Boring day at work," just says "fuck."
Really?
Yeah, afterwards. So it's good. And then there was this moment where Seth told him that Drew, that he deserved it, deserved winning. This was before the cash in. So don't know where everything lies with Seth. But yeah, match of the weekend for me. Next up was the street fight, was it? Yeah, we wanted to see the Bobby. I wanted to see Bobby Lashley's entrance pretty much, but it was a pretty quick match. Looked like there was a table spot there. That was the finish to it. Kind of as opposed to night one where there was a lot of kind of fillers. this night didn't really have a whole lot of filler matches. And even their one real filler match, which was the Philadelphia Street Fight, fairly quick. What was after that?
Just for quick, the Bubba Ray Dudley surprise was really cool. That really got the Philadelphia crowd.
And Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, really, really cool stuff. Yeah. Next match, third match, I do believe was LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
Right, and this is where a growing problem in the stadium made itself aware, which was the light, and people online heard the crowd chanting. Second time this has happened to AJ Styles. Now, the first time was this match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania 35. Don't know why the light was on in the first place. Don't think it was an issue on the first night. We were in different seats. It was affecting us on the second night. We never heard anything about it on the first night. Either which way, heard a lot about it. And
at one point on Twitter to turn the lights on. Right?
yeah. And so unfortunate, because it was a really good match, but the story of the match was this light that they had shining on the second bowl.
Yeah, just blinding both sides of the arena. Not the entranceway and in the at the back, I guess what you would call it, but either side, the hard cam and the non-hard cam. Both sides were just completely blinded by the lights. Ironic because Weekend is always the theme song for WrestleMania, so we were literally blinded by the lights.
And there you go. Yeah, nice, good. AJ Styles, his best match, I think, in in Mania for sure, his best Mania match, I would say. If you look at Shinsuke match, at his match with Shane McMahon, with Randy Orton, even with almost in the tag match. Jericho in his first one. Yeah, I think it's his best match. LA Knight comes out with the clean win, which I knew was going to happen. I don't think you knew, though. Did you?
No, I figured it'd be clean.
Well, what was your prediction in that match? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think it was AJ Styles. We'll have to look at the tape on that.
I want AJ to win, but like I said, my heart says AJ, but the brain says
right. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Moving on after that match to the triple threat match.
Right. Another great match. We had a lot of fun during this one. Logan Paul was entertaining. Randy Orton was great. The entrance for Kevin Owens was awesome. Just a really fun match.
Apparently the prime truck that Logan came in on got stuck at some point, and there was a chant about you can't drive, which I didn't hear, but I read online. So there you go. These WrestleMania now they're so big that you gotta look online for news that's happening at the very show that you're at.
There's a lot of different chants too against Logan Paul. A lot of funny ones. There's a Gatorade chant. There's a Powerade chant. H2O chant.
Yeah.
Aquafina chant. I think at one point there's so many good chants. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a really hot crowd, really fun crowd. Our section in particular was a good crowd. There was a kid that was in front of us that was acting like a drunk person, worse than the drunk person the whole night. Aaron was almost in a feud with this kid because Aaron likes to chant for the bad guys. Smark, and this poor kid is a mark.
I was literally cheering against this for kids every pick and every match. It seemed.
It only really served. The kid did not back down, unfortunately. So we were, but anyways, happy to have him there. But yeah, the triple threat match, it was, pretty good average match. I know that you were hoping for an epic RKO on Logan. Didn't happen, but Logan again, just it was my first time seeing him live. And he can bring it, and you can almost go to the bank on that. He's a good performer. He gets some good heel heat. The crowd genuinely does not like him. He's very good. He's very good in a stadium that size where you really are like having to perform for the people that were up where we are. Right. And you can see all these little things that he's doing that helps with the match. And Randy and KO were very funny and entertaining throughout their match as well, or their elements in the match as well. Yeah. Good match. Then what do we got?
think it was Bailey and Scott,
Right. So, well, before that, I think they did the Hall of Fame,
the Hall of Fame.
which I gotta say, I mean, I'm happy obviously for everybody that went in there, but it was probably the weakest Hall of Fame that I can think of since they've sort of started making a big deal of this.
Yeah, since the inception of the WWE Hall of Fame, this is definitely by far the weakest class.
And I don't know why they decided to do it. I mean, it's fine that Paul Heyman did it inappropriate. I understand why they did it for him in Philadelphia. He got a lot of love there, but there was it's just too much unfortunate deaths and people who are no longer with us. The Can-Am connection. Was it? No. What are they?
Express.
US Express.
Why are they putting in the US Express and not Bray Wyatt?
Right, and all they did was just remind you of Bray Wyatt. So there was a bit of, and it was nice. You got to see the Fireflies or whatever, but kind of a somber induction. And then Muhammad Ali, obviously his wife is there. Muhammad Ali has not been with us for a while. Same with The Rock's Nan, I guess, has not been with us for quite some time either.
And then you got Thunderbolt Patterson, who's basically dead.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he was in that wheelchair. Got wheeled out there. I didn't even know who he was. I still don't know who he is. Yeah. So yeah, one of the blind spots this year. But very quick ceremony, thank God. And then yes, we will go into the women's match. I don't know. Now, not following, we don't watch the product, as you know. I haven't been following for a while. Bailey's presentation, don't really know what the reference is with her and Cleopatra. You know why that would be?
She's always had like a Cleopatra-esque thing with her, like I don't know, she's just like her eyelashes or her makeup, whatever. She just always has that Egyptian sort of feel to her. I'm not exactly sure what the Cleopatra connection is with Bailey though, but either way.
So she had her entrance. That's when I went to go get what did I get? Hot chocolate. Hot chocolate, I believe this. Yeah, I think so. And so, hey, what about EO Sky? Like, I know that that's her NXT music that she came out to. Is that new, or is that what they've been doing for a while?
No, that's the same theme music she's had for a while, at least since SummerSlam anyway, when she won the title.
Interesting. And yeah, I don't know. How was the match? It was fast. It was about
mid. It wasn't terrible, but I don't think I made a sound the entire match. I was just sitting there watching it. It did pick up towards the end. Excuse me, my voice is shot, but it did pick up towards the end. Crowd seemed to be into it a little bit for the finish, but up until the final 2 or 3 minutes, it was just a very basic mid match.
Yeah, it was I mean, the bathroom lineups were very long through that. I think a lot of people treated it as a bathroom break match, for better or for worse. It had to feel like it sort of night one felt like it was that match over and over and over again.
Yeah, 100%.
So, which is not bad for it. People have been saying, you said online that it was, people have said that it was the best WrestleMania ever. If it was only this one night, it maybe, but I mean, with the law of averages of that first night and this one. But, so Bailey wins.
Yeah.
And she got a good pop for that.
She did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
I like Bailey. I mean, she was my pick for the Royal Rumble winner. I like Bailey, and I like EO Sky too. I thought EO and at the Survivor Series was one of the strongest women wrestlers there.
My only thing with the match was that it was supposed to be this personal feud, and they treated it like a wrestling match, but there was no high flying maneuvers from EO Sky. Really, it was just your basic. I don't know. It was like they're stuck in between. Like if you're having a personal feud, they should go at it like LA Knight and AJ Styles did.
Yeah, which was also like that match was a regular match on paper. There was, you could be disqualified, you could be counted out. One of the better points of that match was AJ trying to get a counted out win, which I always love. But yeah, so it's just because it's not a no hold barred match and it is a blood feud match or whatever, there's personal things going on, doesn't mean that you have to have just your regular ass match. And also the story behind it, where the blood feud is like very Mean Girls. I don't know who this is for. It certainly wasn't me. They played the promo before the match, and by the end of it, it's like, I cared less about the match as a result.
For the promo, yeah.
Yeah, she's just whining. I thought we were friends and all this and that. It's
Yeah.
like lame. It's just, um, and those aren't lame wrestlers. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's for a different demographic. Maybe, I mean, we do see a lot of young kids, a lot of little girls, young girls there. And maybe that's who that program is for. And if so, then fair enough. But the one good thing of that match was because Bailey won, you start to question if Cody's going to win his title right after it.
Yeah, you said to me, are they going to do back-to-back title changes with two faces? It really brought into question where they're going to do that.
As the day went on and we were talking to fans, it seemed like momentum was sort of picking up. That is Roman going to win. Some people really thought that it could happen again, which is good, because it almost seemed like it was a foregone conclusion, which ultimately it was. But it was good to get a little bit of questions in there. When we were walking out, and there was a couple of guys behind us that were furious about the end of the match. Really, and so it just goes to show. I mean, there's a wide net. There's a big difference of demographics going on in the fans, but you had
All that being said,
yes, you go into the main event, and it is Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. His song plays forever. It's stuck in our head right now. Roman has a pretty awesome entrance. Cody, did Brandy come out with Cody last year? I don't know either. Anyway, she got a good pop. And then it's frankly, it's your average Roman Reigns match, I thought, which is slow start, and you're just waiting for the finisher spams. And it's almost up until including Jimmy Uso. And maybe, I mean, Jimmy Uso comes out, bloodline rules, blah, blah, blah. Jay comes out. They have a wicked spot where they dive off the stage out of nowhere.
Yeah, that looked awesome from our perspective too. Yeah.
And then Solo comes out, and that's when the match really
picked up.
Went to another level.
Yeah. That's when we all started chanting for Cena. I mean, everybody beforehand was expecting Cena and maybe Austin to come out and help Cody because of the production truck shot that we seen during the Rock's beat down Cody on Raw a couple weeks ago. Then Cena's music hit. I've never cheered for Cena a day in my life, but I lost my shit cheering for him tonight. I've lost my voice chanting Cena. It was awesome. The crowd became alive, and then Rock's music hit. Oh boy.
It was great. They had their Cena and Rock had their moment in the ring.
That's so cool.
It worked. Everybody was really behind it. And Rock takes out Cena, and then the Shield music hits. And one thing, and I'm not sure if it was brought up very much in the promo to Cody coming out, they showed a picture of him with the Young Bucks.
Right.
And that's when you said, hey, do you think that that's something that is, indicate that Dustin would come into the match, which would have been very disappointing. But when that Shield music hit, the thought is that Dean Ambrose might be showing up.
Yeah, everybody thought Mox was coming out with Dean Ambrose. When he didn't, he was kind of disappointed, but
very weird that Seth came out looking like that too. Don't know what the reasoning behind. Like his reasoning, I understand ultimately why it happened, but he came out, gets laid out immediately.
My thought, I'm just honestly just thinking this right now as we're talking about it, but my thought of it is maybe he dressed up as the Shield to distract Roman, to get his attention, to make him, because we saw at the end there, Roman could either choose to hit Seth,
right, or you're jumping ahead,
or Cody, right?
You're jumping ahead.
Well, he dressed like that to grab.
Yeah, no, we should probably, I guess, I wonder if what they said on commentary about that, because maybe they sort of connected the dots, but I mean, it was very strange. Seth is just laid out immediately, who just lost his match and his world title after all this time. It threw me for a loop. And then Ding. And the lights go out.
Pretty
Dong. Is what I say. Ding.
You said ding, yeah.
Dong.
Yeah, pretty sure we had an out-of-body experience when the gong hit. That was insane. And then just the look on Undertaker's face with the Rock. Look, oh, it was so cool, man. What a spot. What a moment to be a wrestling fan. Yeah, this match, man.
It was cool. It was really cool. Taker does a choke slam. Rock jumps up for it, man. It was a really, really nice choke slam for especially like when yeah, it was good. It was good.
Taker, who's like in his 60s, we have Rock, who's like 51. So I mean, like, yeah, it's for him to be pulling up an athletic spot like that, kudos. Yeah, it just worked so good.
And then what you were alluding to earlier, Taker disappears. Great payday for him, as you were saying. He appears, lights go out, another dong, and he's gone. Roman is up, and very telling what happens next. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we have Cody on one side, we have Seth on the other. Roman's got the chair in his hand. It's his choice. He can hit Cody and win the match, or he can hit Seth and get revenge from all those years ago from when Seth Rollins hit him in the back with the chair. And it was just, I guess, Captain Ahab had to go hunt his whale. As we all know, Moby Dick, Captain Ahab. Moby Dick attacked Captain Ahab.
As we all know. You
You
mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier to me. I didn't get the reference, and you had to explain to me. So we don't all know it, Bish. We're not all literary scholars like you. Thank you for spelling it out.
Story of revenge.
Okay, all right.
Story of revenge. So Ahab went to go kill the whale, and the whale killed Ahab. Pretty much, that's what happened.
Spoiler alert
Spoiler, right? Yeah.
on Moby Dick.
So we have Roman Reigns being Captain Ahab going after Seth, and then it bit him in the ass as Cody Rhodes pinned him to end the historic reign of Roman Reigns and ushered in the Paul Levesque era.
Yeah, which I mean, and one thing we forgot to mention is that the whole thing starts off with Stephanie McMahon coming out and saying, I don't know, she's just, yeah, and I guess I understand where it's coming from, but this is also like the same Stephanie McMahon that came out and like evoked 9/11 and when the 9/11 they did their 9/11 show on SmackDown, and she evoked the government's prosecution of her father or something like that. She has no soul. She's a McMahon, she's not she's
named in the fucking scandal, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, she's one of the people named.
She's not Stephanie Helmsley or Stephanie Levesque. She's Stephanie McMahon through and through. And
what happened, she tried to cover it up.
Yeah, so it's interesting, the whole celebration of the Paul Levesque era, and I don't even think that's I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a wise thing to call your era after the guy, I don't know. It's weird. But that's for another day. Cody calls out Bruce Pritchard and Pips. Yeah, very, very strange. Honestly, we were all waiting for the glass to shatter. Everybody there, including ourselves, thought that Stone Cold was going to be coming out. It was fueled by internet rumors, which we discussed about, and then Triple H posted something today at precisely 3:16. Yeah, so I mean, it really kind of teased it. I wonder if there's a story about why that didn't happen that will eventually come out. Seems like a very Stone Cold thing to think, like, oh, I don't want to take away the kids' heat, in the moment. This is Cody's moment, which fair enough, honorable Steve Austin, but I think there was, I mean, not disappointment, but sort of,
Austin. I mean,
yeah.
Undertaker is cool as hell. Don't get us wrong. Said pretty much had an out of body experience in the gun. It was so cool, but it's not awesome.
No, especially when you're teasing it. So, anyways, all said, very cool match. Aaron, where do you see Cody Rhodes' reign going from here? Who do you think his first program is going to be with?
I don't. Oh, first program? Honestly, I have no idea who his first program is going to be against, but I think his reign is going to be a lengthy one. I don't think it's going to be in a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series or even a Royal Rumble where he drops the title. I think he's going to hold it for a year.
You think he'll be champion again come next year's WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Will you be going to next year's WrestleMania?
I think if anything, I would like to go back to the WrestleCon and just have that experience again. Go with the podcast, have a booth, interview some wrestlers. But as far as going to WrestleMania again, I don't know if I go both nights. I don't know.
All right, and he doesn't know. To be continued. It's in Minneapolis. Still be cold again. Not really a huge selling point after the cold Philadelphia evenings. But the weather was better tonight than it was on night one. A lot of championship changes. Let me get some more rapid fire responses from you. What do you think happens with Roman Reigns next?
He had a very long embrace with Paul Heyman afterwards on the stage. I mean, it seemed like 5 or 6 minute embrace. They were just hugging each other. I think Roman might be done, or he's going to go away for a long time. I don't know, man. That embrace seems like a thank you for everything. Time to go home.
What about Seth Rollins? Where do you see him going next?
He's gonna have to go continue his feud with Drew.
You think?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you see, but Drew seems to be preoccupied with CM Punk, and obviously that's going to the next level. But so you think Drew and Seth continue their feud without the
I
title?
think Drew and Punk will be SummerSlam. I, I don't know. I think Drew's gonna have to be in the main event for Clash of the Castle in Glasgow, Scotland, coming up in a couple months. So he's gonna be involved in the main event somehow. But yeah,
We've got more for you. Damian Priest, where do you see him going? Is this going to be a lengthy reign?
I think we're gonna get a repeat of Evolution in the thumbs down. I think you're gonna celebrate with Priest and drop him like a bad habit, turn Priest face. And probably feud with Finn Balor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And then we had more title changes. I guess the most, tag teams, the women's, Rhea retained, but Sami Zayn is Intercontinental Champion. And Gunther, what do you see next for those two?
Well, we got Clash of the Castle, and then there's there's a Berlin pay-per-view in Germany this year too. So I assume that Gunther is going to be in the main event scene as well. He's outgrown the Intercontinental Champion after being champion for 666 days. Time for him to move on to bigger and better things.
This is 666 was his title reign. Wow, pretty cool. It's a good way, interesting way for him to end. And Sami Zayn, you remarked last night that Sami didn't really do much with the tag reign that they had last year. What do you think about his Intercontinental prospects?
I don't think it's going to be a very long wait.
Do you see anything changing in terms of title holders as soon as tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw?
What do you mean? Like, do you think I'm going to see like another new champion or like a new championship belt?
No. Like a new champion.
New champion? No, I don't think so.
Do you see any debuts happening tomorrow Monday Night Raw? How disappointing. All right, well, that's it. We have a lot more content today. Aaron out there hustling, and we have an interview with Ken Patera, and we have Dave. And overall, successful and interesting, eye-opening experience here. WrestleMania weekend, WrestleCon, Philadelphia, Victory Roads, Philadelphia. Aaron, do you have anything to say to the BWF Nation before we go?
BWF Nation, it was an awesome experience. We're going to have so many videos uploaded for you to watch. For all those of you who could not make it to Philadelphia this weekend, we're bringing that experience to you. Hope you enjoy it. But yeah, Pat, until next week sometime, you don't watch the product. Hope you nourish it.